Is social media just the vehicle, and then the people who get in it, some choose to drive reckless, some choose to drive safely. You know,
Some are just the passengers and the bystanders, right?
Absolutely. They're on or like this, right? Some people are observers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're just watching, and then some people, the innocent bystanders, sadly get hit. You know,
Yeah.
you know, uh, like Lady Dash just say, yeah, yes, drive safely and keep in your lane. Exactly. Social media, how people use it is that they should keep in their lane. Some people go outside their lane and damage others, and it's not good. I think social media is full of, you have the powers that be, that the corporations, the politicians, whatever, they have their influence, right? And then you have the people who have their influence, you know? And so also the usage of it, I think there's an overconsumption of social media. Sometimes people don't know how to unplug, you know? So,
There's
Raina,
so
what you
many
think?
different there's so many different perspectives. Shalom Q, happy beautiful love day, and Q and Lady Naz, please meet fifth. Fifth meet Q and Lady Naz. Y'all can come up, guys, if y'all want to. So my thought is that, like, I'll use TikTok as an example, right? Because there's
Yeah.
so many different aspects of social media, and every different platform has already its own viewership and its own pathway. So I'm gonna keep mine to TikTok, seeing that we here.
Hmm.
And I always say, yes, TikTok is the app that created the opportunity, and it's like a door that you walk through. However, it's the people on TikTok, because TikTok is TikTok. If the people were not here, it wouldn't be as popular as it is.
Hmm.
It wouldn't have that double edged sword effect that it has. So for me, social media is a two-edged sword. It has its good and its bads, its highs and its lows. What I found is that it's the people that make it such. I understand. Oh, I'm learning about, yes, the fact that it has the algorithm and all of those things there. However, in all of those constructs that we talk about, we find the common denominator is the human beings, and it's their behavior patterns, knowingly and unknowingly. It is the journey. It is the ones on how they choose to use it, who they choose to sit with, what they choose to listen to, what they choose not to listen to. So I would say that it is the people. It has its good and its bad. Its effect ultimately both has an impact and an effect on the human beings that are here. And there's so many, like you said, there's so many different perspectives in what you can look at it. Like you said, you spoke about it from a governmental perspective, a religious perspective,
Hmm.
a relationship perspective. One of the draw cards is the fact that people gather and their intentions, it all starts with intentions, right? So whatever is intended is put into the system, if we want to call it that, and then it has this attraction capacity, which then draws people in, and depending on what's being presented, uh, people get caught in it. So if it's the good aspect of it or the light side of it, it will be. And if it's the non-light side or the bad aspect of it or the negative aspect of it, it will be. And like any other construct in us being humans and creating something and participating in it, it's just evolved. Communication has evolved, relationships has evolved. It's brought people closer in one place, in one space, which is now very digital, right? So it's created a whole digital imprint, and you see so many different things, so many different aspects of it. So how it's very influential. In it being influential, it's very much controlled as well. So it's very dependent. For me, it's always dependent on the person and how aware or unaware they are of their environment. So that's what I would say. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty good. Lady Naz, are you there?
Hi, Fuf. Nice to meet you.
Hey.
Assalamualaikum, Raina.
Walaikum salam, Lady Naz.
Yeah,
And
I just want to say quick. Oh,
yeah, real quick, I just like to just explain the rules for anybody who's new on my platform, okay? And that's just no cursing,
oh
no,
no! Don't say that.
and no foul
Don't
language,
say
okay?
that.
All right. So the prompt is: did social media improve or damage society? Go ahead, Lady Naz.
Okay, I just want to say something. Thank you, Fuf. Just the no cursing thing. I'm like totally disappointed. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. Okay, so the thing for me is there is a beauty about social media, you know. You have a choice. The beauty of it is you have a choice whether to stay in that place where it's going to be damaged, or you can leave. That's basically the beauty of it. We have a choice to be in a environment where you feel safe, where you feel uplifted, moved, and in a positive way. And where you find it damaging, you have a choice to leave. That's basically what I learned, in the past few weeks. It can uplift and it can damage. I run a platform where I do topics, where I do games, just to uplift people, enrich them, make their day or their weekend or their week brighter, and then you get some platforms where it's a little bit toxic, or anything on social media that's toxic or damaging. You have the choice to leave. You have the choice to leave and either stay in that environment or, get drowned in it. That's why I said before, it's like being in traffic, or driving. You keep left, pass right, stay in your lane. Take note of the road signs. If you don't take note of the road signs, you're going to get into problems.
That's very true. Yeah, I think what is the intent, right? I think, what are people's intentions? What was the original intention of the creation of social media? Is social media today what it was when it was created? You know, I think the corporations definitely got involved, and they realized that people are able to come on here and use this vehicle as therapy. I mean, I don't know if people should, but people have, right? I guess that's just my opinion. And what has happened is that we've seen the powers that be profit off of our pain, also shape the way we think in terms of media. A lot of things that are on here are not even true, but it's like who tells it first, and then people believe it, And I think there's a lot of misinformation on social media, and its effect on society. What do y'all think?
Absolutely agree with you. Raina, when I first joined TikTok, that's like maybe almost 3 years ago, people had this misconception about South Africa, that it's a certain color and there's only rivers and lakes. There's no running water like taps and, electricity. A lot of people had, because of social media, they portray South Africa as, like in the bush.
Third world country.
Yeah. But on the other hand, social media is good because there are platforms where they actually express South Africa and actually show what South Africa is about. Like we've got someone in the comments, it's Q. He's taken a lot of videos of South Africa, exploring South Africa and see what more there is to South Africa. Hey, Nicole, my love.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hey, Nicole.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
hello, Nicole. I just like to explain the rules to anyone who was new on my platform when they speak, okay? And that
Of
is
course, I
just
did actually hear them, but I'll listen again. It's no problem.
okay. No, I don't have to repeat it if you heard it. But yeah, the topic today is, did social media improve or damage society? You have the floor.
Oh, I was just going to say that I think that it goes both ways. It depends on, oh gosh, I guess it depends on who you are as a person, what affects you, what doesn't, what influences, the way you feel it. It can go because I've seen a lot of really positive things come from being on social media for a lot of people, but I've also seen, felt, and been a part of, being destroyed by social media as well. So I guess it just, I don't know really how to answer that question going either way,
Well, I'll help you. So there are people who use it for good, and there are people who use it for bad. Like, for instance, right? A knife can cut a sandwich, but it could also cut a person. But is the knife the problem or the person?
I mean, I think we're all responsible for how we are as individuals, what we feel, and what we allow to affect us. So if that's, at the end of the day, if I get bothered by something on your platform, is that your fault or my fault? I think it's mine, not yours.
Yeah. It would be my fault if I used a topic that was toxic and perpetuated negative things and played to the side of things that are destructive and low grade and non-productive in society. So that would be me using social media to damage society. But if I'm talking about things that are more uplifting and positive and thought-provoking that can lead to a more contributing factor to society, then that would be my example of using it to improve, the world around me,
This might sound weird and I may be out of line, but who's to determine what would be considered? I mean, something could be hurtful to one person that wouldn't to another, when it comes to discussions. Something that Raina might have a thick skin for and isn't bothered by the discussion of, and I could be bothered completely the opposite direction. So how do you determine, what you feel is negative and what isn't?
Well,
Self-awareness. And I'll give you an example, right?
yeah, go
So
ahead, Ryan.
personally, I don't like to sit. Yeah, personally, I don't like to sit and associate with anybody in my personal life that uses vulgarity or swearing as a method of communication, right? And if I was in such company physically, I will pick myself up and I will leave. However, coming onto social media, it's very common, right? Extremely common. And it's used in many different ways. And I found that if I kept my standard, my own personal choice on that there, and I do keep it, right? If I continued to be that way and didn't have grace sufficient enough to give people the understanding, I would have never understood that for certain people, that is how they were raised. So for them, talking in that manner is their way of life. And then the other person would have never got the opportunity to meet me and have conversations with me and then realize that there's a person who doesn't do that, right? However, she has the respect to respect me as a person, but understand and then also stand up for what I believe in terms of the behavior pattern, right? And that for me was a positive thing because I stayed in my authenticity, because I understand that when it's being used to provoke and it's being used in a negative context, I know how to remove myself or shut it down if it's my platform. However, when it's used just in conversation, because there's certain people that is the way they communicate, right? I had to learn that. And so for me, it became an understanding of human behavior patterns.
I agree.
All right, somebody new jumped on the panel. Laney J. Laney J, are you there? Laney J, you can unmute yourself if you're ready. Okay, well, I'll wait a second. But yeah, yeah, Kay, the prompt is, did social media improve or damage society? Did social media improve or damage society? In some ways, depending on who uses it to improve, and then some use it to damage, you know? So that's exactly how where we're going with this topic. Laney J, are you there yet? Laney J?
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, I
Well,
just like to explain the rules to anybody who's new on my panel, okay? And that's just, TikTok guidelines, all right? No cursing, no foul language.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I'm not foul mouthed.
there we go. All right. So the prompt is, did social media improve or damage society? You go.
Well, that's a really good question. it's a really good question.
All right.
In some cases, I think that it damaged, and in some cases, it might have improved, depending on who you follow or anything like that. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
like who you listen to, if that makes sense. Again, I'm sorry it took me so long to turn on my mic. It's just I think my phone's broken. But I do stand up. I'm a stand up comic, so like I could play this back and forth. But I think social media is disruptive for the younger generation, and I just think that us elder people that we use social media just because we're bored and just want to be entertained, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's it. I mean, but I don't think. I mean, my daughter is 13 years old, and when I see her on her phone all the time, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Go do your homework. And she's too involved with, I guess her friends. But yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. If you know.
So let me kind of put this in here, right, for perspective. So
Yeah, sure.
the algorithm works in this way. What they will suggest, they will promote certain things that will be in a certain category, and the more you consume from that category, the algorithm tells them, well, we should push more content to them in this category. So if the category is, let's just say, deemed as damaging to society, then that is something that you're consuming every day. If you're someone who's on social media every day, that could have an effect on you and others like you, or the adverse side. If you are more about positive things, affirming things for your life, and self help kind of things, then the algorithm will push that to you.
Okay.
So you get what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything to say about that?
You know, we all go through life going by what society has taught us to be right and the way to be. There are a lot of ways on social media where I have learned how to step outside of what society has us believing and see a different kind of and bigger picture. So I can see it going both ways. That's what I meant earlier. Sorry.
Don't apologize.
I can't find my words today, but that's kind of that's another side of it. I don't know.
By the way, for any females on the panel, happy belated Mother's Day if you have a child.
Oh, right. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Same.
I'm not a mother, so
Right. But we have mothers, so it's like,
You are
for
a
those
child,
no, I
Anna.
understand. I
Right.
understand. I was just,
Yeah.
as I told you, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
So
there you go. Yeah.
So even in the context of what you're talking about the algorithm, right? And that is the reality, right? What you feed is what you're gonna get back, and that's how that algorithm thing works. So when it comes to that, it's each person's individual choice. Am I correct?
Yeah. They could choose to plug in or unplug. Yes.
well, I feed my profile picture is my dog, and I feed her. So the algorithm on that aspect is, she gets fed twice a day.
So do you attract like a lot of dog people who do videos and stuff like that on dogs and feeding and animal care and stuff like that? Is that kind of the sphere of influence you in?
Well, besides my stand-up comedy, I train dogs. So, like Lainey, which you see down there. My name's Jared, by the way. But Lainey, she's a half pit bull, half Labrador, a little bit of collie border, and no, I train her, and I mean, I trained her. Obviously, she's very, very well respectful now. I mean, she does. She gets annoying a little bit, just like I don't even want to say that, but other people come to me and they're like, can you train my dog and make her or him listen to me? And yeah, so I will. It's different temperament. Males have male dogs. They have a different temperament than female dogs. Female dogs, that's why they call them, the B word.
Oh, my apologies. Hop up, Dr. Love. You're gonna enjoy this conversation.
No. So female dogs, they could.
Walaikum salam, Dr. Love.
They're feistier, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But in that area, they are a lot smarter when it comes to the training. Easier to train, correct?
Well, say that again.
The female dogs are easier to train and catch on faster than most of the males, correct?
No, 100% no.
Okay.
100% no. No, not at all. So, no. It's which I said before. It's easier to train a male dog than it is to train a female dog.
I asked a specific question and we just hopped
I don't know.
onto
Sorry, I didn't mean to change subject. If I
yeah.
contributed to that, but I would recommend maybe double checking that. What
I
that
asked a question about the algorithm because I wanted clarity on something, and then we just kind of deviated a bit, Dr. Love.
Well, I
Well,
apologize if I deviated
No, it's okay.
no,
It's
situation.
It's okay.
actually, no. It's just that sometimes people come in mid conversation and then miss the context. So I'll explain it as the host. So I made an example of the algorithm. Rainey got even more specific about Laney J's profile picture it being a dog. So if somebody who's a dog lover, the algorithm would feed dog content to him, and then he's also a comedian. So what will happen is that he'll get that kind of content fed to him. And I was basically explaining that with the social media is that what you consume the algorithm will choose that to push the content more your way because they think you're into it. And so
Yes.
that's also another way how social media could either improve or damage society depending on what it is. So this is what I also think, right? I think also social media exposes people's insecurities. So if there's something that you're insecure about, that will also reflect how you post. Because keep in mind, people post on social media as well. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, IG is mostly pictures, right? You have YouTube, although YouTube is widely watched, but it's still social media anyway. You know what I'm saying? YouTube pretty much is, for everyone, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't even necessarily have to have an account to watch YouTube videos, but YouTube is still considered social media, right? And we could even go back to the MySpace days. Y'all remember MySpace?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, come on, you feel me? So that we talking about the early days of social media and into where it is now,
Well,
and it's
can-
how you use it,
I'm sending you a follow.
Thank you. It's just look.
Stupid, bro. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, sir.
All right, so I am not insecure at all. Because I rescue dogs like Laney. Okay. I don't. I think it's better to not shop but adopt, if that makes sense. And I train them, and I just think that the temperament, which I just said before, it's different. It's different. It's really hard. Not hard. It depends on your focus on everything, but I just think that she's good. My first dog that I adopted was a male. His name was Cooper. He passed at 13, almost 14 years old, and I still have his ashes upstairs in my house. But I just think that it's different, and you know what? It depends on who actually is the how do I say this? Whoever owns the dog, it's up to them to train them. I mean, if they know how to, because a lot of people just buy it. I mean, adopt or go to a breeder, and they'll buy a dog and or adopt, and they have no idea what they're doing. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I didn't know if you landed your plane or not. I didn't want to cut you off.
when I become silent, I landed my plane.
Some people breathe in between their talks. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting used to how people talk. I know someone who comes up here, they talk and they pause, but that means they're still trying to get their thought out. So, I
No,
just
no,
let
no,
them.
no, no.
Yeah,
You know what, dude? I'm not even drunk yet, so just letting you know. I'm about to go to the corner store, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Social media, man. But look, there are things. I think Raina, you mentioned it earlier. There are things that people have used for good. I mean, for instance, there are certain things in terms of like seeking help that people didn't know that may have been available if it wasn't for social media. So you have
Yes,
that part of it, that exists.
exactly.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I mean, there are some good things that have come from this, but
Yeah, but
yeah.
there's a lot of people that depend on social media just to make themselves happy. Okay.
Right, right.
I'm not taking a breath. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go with what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. So there are people who, like, you have people who are unhappy. So I put it like this, right?
Mhm.
I've met people, right, and they'll tell me, "Hey, I was having a bad day, but then I had opened up my Facebook and I saw something that was positive, and that helped me get through the rest of my workday."
Was that
Right?
one of your friends that
A coworker.
maybe it was their birthday?
It was a coworker who had lost a family member.
Oh, okay. My condolences.
Yeah, it was a coworker who had lost a family member, and they were away from social media, but then they just so happened to go on, and the first thing they saw was something that was positive, and I that 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 would be the good part of social media. But also, I think social media, and I think Raina, you said it in the comments, have also got people away from human interaction.
Exactly.
So their human interaction is strictly online. They don't have friends in person. They don't have family in person. And so their social interaction is online only.
You know, I just realized that Rainy and Laney rhyme.
So is Raina.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
No,
bad.
it's fine.
My
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, he said he's not even drunk yet, but I don't know.
No, dude, I am not. I thought her name was Rainy.
Yesterday. No, I'm
I
Raina.
thought her name was
That's
Rainy.
true.
My bad.
Yeah, it's the way it's read. But yeah, I'm just joking
Okay,
with you.
no,
Yeah.
no problem.
It's all good. You guys are
Laney, I don't
great.
have.
Well, I did make you laugh, by the way.
You did. Yeah.
This is a classic example of the influence that social media has on us as society, right? Because we are all uniquely different in who we are, and this social media has created this opportunity for all of us from different spheres of influence, different lifestyles, different cultures, different religious beliefs, different thought patterns to gather together and come together and do something with it.
I have
And one of the
actually.
things,
I like the word that you said, unique. I actually have that tattooed on my wrist. It's one of my favorite
okay,
words.
okay. And that's what is the good thing about it, is that when you are a self-aware human being, you can use this platform for good, and that good will always stay. Assalamu
Yeah.
alaikum, Dr. Love.
Walaikum assalam. I thought there's 2 men on there now. I have to equal it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me
Let's
get
take the world
Men
on.
here now. Now there's
yeah.
3 men here.
No,
Let me-
both of us are enough for these 3.
there you go. So let me get to Zacchaeus first, and I'm gonna get to you, Dr. Love. Okay, Zacchaeus, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's good, Fifth? What's good, Fifth? Always good to join you, man. Always, man.
Yeah, man. You see the topic. It may not be as readable today. Sorry, y'all. But the topic is: did social media improve or damage society? What you think, Zacchaeus?
Very good question. That's a very good question. I think, I, I, but as far as like connected and bringing messages out there, I believe I'm gonna go half and can I go half and half on it?
Yeah, you can answer it how you want.
Okay, cool. I believe that I must go first with the improvement of it because a lot of things we was not able to do back then. Being able to share messages, share messages of encouragement. We were able to connect with people more. There's more of a connection you have with people and society when it comes to connecting, getting information out there. Not just you're not just sitting down and watching the news, running home. You can get your news also from social media, because not everybody this day and age can sit down in front of the TV and watch news. So social media keeps you informed most of the time. It keeps you informed. And I'm gonna say the other side of social media. This is good. This is the con of it. The con of it is that it can be addictive. It could be it could have a heavy addiction on it where that's all you're looking at. You could be scrolling, and then next thing you know you're hooked and you're not getting what you need to get done. Especially if you're an influencer, it's a different story. When you're a person that's sharing content, it's a different story. But when you're just a person, you're not really sharing content, but just scrolling, and not reaching your goals. But that's the downfall of it. It's a huge distraction when it comes to that. But other than that, on the pros of it is definitely you could definitely share music if you're an artist, share information, share your business. If you have because most of the traffic of human traffic nowadays in this day and age is on social media more than any other platform, more than any other entity out there, as far as television, as far as anything else is social media. If you don't have your business on social media, it's like people don't see your business. So I'll put it out there like that. I'm gonna land right there. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Love, your turn. Did social media improve or damage society? Go ahead.
I think there are two perspectives, like Zach just said as well, and I think most of the other people. There are two sides of it, absolutely. If I was going for, it's hard because I'm trying to go one way or the other, so I can only go personally. I think for me, I think social media, can ruin society. I see it differently, but people who are content creators, people who are trying to get businesses going, make money, it's good for those people because they can use social media in the right way. So for them, it's another way of, generating income. So yes, it is useful in those scenarios. It can be dangerous because we were talking about the algorithm earlier on. And it's like once you like something, let's say you're someone who's heartbroken and you're liking a sad reel, then guess what? The whole For You page is going to be flooded. So you're going to be feeling even more and more and more. Or you see something that is explaining, now you're going to get another 100 versions of that. It can mess your mind up. It can confuse you. It can make you believe things that aren't necessarily factual. And that is a big difference because there are no guidelines on social media, what you can post and what you can't. Yes, TikTok has some rules. You can't wear certain words, but it's ridiculous. But what people don't do is use common sense and try to decipher between what is factual and what is an opinion. And I think sometimes you have to look between the lines. Just because you see something on social media, it does not mean it's factual, nowhere near it sometimes. So you have to do your own research. But there's a lot of people who don't do the research because they saw something, they believe it, and that is their new mindset. So it can be very dangerous in those regards, because it can also sway the way you're thinking to a more way of what you want to think. So I think it's very dangerous in those respects. It's also dangerous because people get very invested on here. And, you know, depending on the company you keep, you know, you might find a group that you get on with that are like, and they like you, and that'll be a safe, but then you may go other places where it's not so safe. So I think you have to be careful where you travel, where you put your presence, and take ownership. There are a lot of hosts who do great content. You know, I see a lot of lives, certainly the ones I go to, which are very informational, are places where you'll have a conversation with adults, without people being vindictive or trolling. So there are good stuff as well. But as a rule of thumb, I would say in some ways it does more damage than good. And in my time, I don't even remember social media.
Yo, look at it this way, right? Look at also the impact the implementation of AI
Mm.
and how that's being used to spread misinformation, you know, propaganda, things that are propagandized, you know, throughout social media. You know, there are so many tools that are bad, but then there are the ones that are good. And I think what happens is you will see how people perceive certain things and what they like. You will find more times than none that the higher engagement would be the toxicity. Do you know that on TikTok, and I'm gonna just keep it real, I've been noticing since I've been on here, and this is why it took me a while to even come on here, and that is the algorithm will push strife, you know, between men and women on here, arguments. You know what I'm saying? Some of the not all of them, but some of the top stream or top requested lives on here are the lives where men and women are at war with each other.
See, that's quite interesting, Fifth, because it's not the toxicness. Let me word this right. It's not two people arguing that TikTok push out, because it's mainly generated by AI and algorithms. What pushes it out is the people on here, the negative people on here, the people who are bored, the people who like drama. They're the ones that push it out, because they're the ones that will enter the live. They're the ones that will comment. They're the ones that will tap. They're the ones who will repost and share. That's what brings the traffic in, not two people. You and I could have an argument, and if it doesn't get to the For You page, and yours is unlikely to maybe get on the For You page because you just have a picture up, it's static. So it won't get people off the For You page because TikTok likes faces. It likes you to be on screen. You would get much more engagement. And once you've built that, then maybe you can put up a post because you've got the audience that regularly will come and watch you. Because I notice the numbers on here are normally small, but I think that's mostly because, you know, there's just a picture and it's not being pushed out. So it's the people that actually push the content out. It's like I can do, you know, I'm a content creator, so I create content. I could create a video that hits with a certain geographical line. They might like the song, they might like the way I've sung it or acted it or expression, could be anything. They will then push my video out. If nobody likes it, then they won't, and the algorithm won't pick it up. So it is down to engagement of the people that actually come on here, that will enjoy the farce. You know, they will enjoy the conflict, they will enjoy the gossip, they will enjoy, you know, people arguing, because in one way or another, maybe it makes them feel good. You know, we've already discussed, there's a lot of people on social media who like that kind of stuff. And something I've noticed, there are more sad people on here than happy. That says something too.
Yeah, see, that was my point. Was so my point was the back and forth, right? So I don't know if I don't know if you can see it, but I know for me as a host, I can see it. What we talk about, AI will summarize it and will push the recommendation. Like for instance, the topic is social media improve or damage society, right? If we stop talking about the topic and we now talk about politics, the AI will say, oh, okay, they're talking about politics. So then that will be updated in the suggested streams. So the algorithm is active listening. You know what I'm saying? And so if me and you get into a back and forth about a particular topic, the algorithm will now shift to what me and you are arguing about, and then now that will be suggested. You
See,
know,
that's interesting you say that, but there's a slight problem with that. AI is in English at the moment, so it doesn't pick up any other languages. It doesn't actually translate. Like for example, people from my geographic. So a lot of the arguments that you see on TikTok, right, are among certain individuals who speak in a different language. So I'm still going to stick with it's the people that push it out because they're the ones who come in, tap, comment, put comments, and I believe that's what pushes it out. And AI does pick up generically what is being discussed. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't. And maybe you're right, they do push that out. But some of these conflict ones where they're speaking in and they get the highest numbers, they're not even speaking in English.
yeah. Well, you know, I guess this is more so me talking about here. So let me give you an example. When I first got on here, well, not got on here, but when I first started doing lives, right? There was a woman. I won't say her name because I ain't a chatty patty like that. But there was a woman who had a page, and she said that what gets the views is men and women arguing with each other and having battles about the dating world or whatever, right? And as I was watching it, her views got higher the more tense it got between people on the panel. Once people started to agree with each other, the views dropped.
Yeah, because
So,
the people leave.
right.
They
So then
leave. There's no fun now. There's nothing to pick at. You know, everyone's on the same par. So that happens a lot as well, where you find the peaceful lives. People aren't going to want to go there because people don't want to see happy-go-lucky, intelligent people converse. They don't want to see that. They want to see people arguing and fighting and, you know, calling each other names and being disrespectful because they can relate to that better.
Right. So then that actually feeds to the topic that I mean is that the society part. Look at what society finds entertaining.
Correct.
And this is prior to social media, but what social media has done is just made the access more easier. Because once upon a time when we didn't have social media, we either had to do things in person, but now anybody could get on there, get on here, YouTube, whatever it is, do something, and then they go viral. You know, you didn't have that luxury prior to the way social media is today. And these days, there are people in society who come on TikTok or come on social media for the sole purpose of just going viral. And going viral doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. But if the algorithm of society is you got to do something bad to go viral, then what's going to happen is that's what those people are going to do. If it shifted to, or you got to do something good to go viral, then people would do that. It's all about the attention, the money, and everything.
I don't know. I think some of this, well, the things I see that go viral are things that are good things. I haven't seen any bad, but maybe that's because my algorithm doesn't pick up anything negative like that. You know, a couple of my videos have gone viral. It's nothing bad. It's just good content, which people appreciate. So it goes viral. So I think it varies. But going back to, does social media really kind of make things? You've got people on social media that in real life are probably big cowards, you know, can't express themselves, can't say what's on their mind, can't be open, because in the real world, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. You can't just be mouthing off and showing maybe the inner darkness that you hold. But on social media, you can, because you've got faceless people, you've got people with, usernames that don't even exist. You've got people hiding behind screens. It's a dark place if you want it to be, which invites this kind of people here who can say and do what they want.
I always try to encourage people to be their authentic self, because when you put out in the atmosphere, it follows you. It follows you, and so much people been fired from their jobs and got heavy backlash because of what they said.
Correct.
And
Marriages.
yeah, they put their business out there, and it's be authentic, but be positive on the same token. Be real, but be positive on the same token. It don't have to be so much because people strive on drama. There's a lot of people that that's the entertainment they get. And
Think about it,
the
Jack.
algorithm is heavy with that. But I find myself sharing, like when we do we do like Mr. D and Fifth, and when we share word of the day, people appreciate that too, because you never know when somebody needs a words of encouragement. So you never know. You could shoot one video out, and I think that makes it for me when somebody I was really blessed by that message, or I was really blessed by what you guys said. It really makes a difference, and it makes you encourage you to put out more. Because, yes, it could be a negative atmosphere because there's people that they'll push aside your video to watch some people fight in the streets. Yeah, and it's like, man, and believe it or not, some of those videos be taken down. The videos that are very negative and sometimes they be taken down. Sometimes they be taken down. And like, you go back to the page, you see that two people fighting. You be like, wait a minute, content too sensitive, taken down. Even on YouTube, you see people getting their channels banned, or channels can't. They don't care if they're making money. They may be making money, and then all of a sudden now you go back to your channel, and all of a sudden now they took your channel down. YouTube took your channel down, or TikTok with the words don't want to promote which is too sensitive, so they took it down. That happens too, So yeah, man, it's social media. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Many different things go viral. And that's why I'm including them all. You have women who don't say a word, but they look good. They can go viral. I don't know if anybody's on IG, because when I talk, I ain't just talking about TikTok. I came to TikTok last. I was on everything else before TikTok.
Yeah.
But if you're a woman who look good, and and you got pictures with half naked, that goes viral.
Yeah, that goes viral too. I seen that already.
you ain't said a word,
Instagram,
but you got pretty privilege.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram. I seen women go viral just posing. I seen that already. They ain't saying nothing, but they just with the bikini on. They got they dancing, they're doing their little dances here and there, and that gets like 12K. Yeah.
Yeah,
I seen that. Yeah.
It's pretty privilege. Listen, they did a study about women's accounts versus men's accounts, and if you was a pretty woman, right, you could have like 3 pictures, right, and you could be just fine, right? Have 3 pictures, have over 10,000 followers, and a guy can actually have talent. You don't have the woman don't have the talent, but the guy has the talent, and he don't get the likes. He don't get the you know what I'm saying? So it all depends.
Yeah.
Right. It all depends on what is deemed to go viral worthy, and you can have all the talent. I'm
Yes,
Zacchaeus, man. We know this because, man, we've been, man. Please,
exactly. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Even with music too. Same thing with music.
yeah.
With hip
You got
hop, same thing.
right.
Same
Isn't it
thing. You ain't
too?
gotta have talent to, you just look good and just shake this and shake that, and next thing you know, you got a record deal, you get this, you get that, you get all the perks, all the views, all the money coming into your different your
Right.
social medias, and that's it, man.
And then
You
there's
know?
paid promotion, right?
Yes.
Raina, my bad. I'm gonna let you talk. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second, Raina. And then you have, and bruh, you gotta pay to get verified. Like Twitter and IG got this thing where if you pay a fee, you can get a verified and get a blue check because they did studies on accounts that have blue checks get more engagement. Like, come on, man. Social media is manufactured. Everything ain't natural. Some things are natural, yes, right? They
Yes.
are.
Right. Yes.
But there are a lot of things that are manufactured because we have to understand social media is an industry.
Yes.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Lena.
absolutely. Yeah.
Go yeah.
Ultimately, it's an industry. But what I wanted to say to you two gentlemen, stop passing the buck on the ladies all the time, right? Because the reality of it is social media has brought both male and female together. And yes, maybe there's a little leeway of the fact that the women use their assets to create content for themselves. However, there are some men that do the same thing as well. So I'm going to venture to say that the scales are being balanced these days.
So nobody put nothing on women. I mentioned an actual study, but I hear what you're saying because what I was basically saying is that and I actually gave credit to women. If you're a woman who's talented, right? Because Zacchaeus brought up music. So that's the world that we come from. You have women who have very good positive lyrics in their songs. And then you have women who have very raunchy and negative lyrics. That gets pushed more because of the industry that's behind them. So it's all about, and same thing with the men. There are positive men and there are negative men. So I mentioned I mentioned all of that. I didn't just
Mm-hmm.
I
I
just
know.
want to make sure that's clear because this
Yeah.
ain't you know so but then yes
It was meant with a hint of humor, by the way.
well yeah because I mean but then again me and Zacchaeus live here in the States,
Okay.
right? So the way things are put here,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if you're familiar with Cardi B and Meg The Stallion, those
No.
rappers. Right. See,
No.
so me and Zacchaeus may be talking about things that you're not privy to, you know. But me and Zacchaeus live here in America, and the things that are pushed here in this country, sadly, are motivated by money and money only. You know.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. We've been in the we've been into music too. We recording artists and we seen it. We seen what's pushed and what's not pushed. This is nothing new. This has been going on for decades, two decades. I'm gonna give you a little story. 2005 between 2005 and six. I was connected to Sony Music, and there was an A&R back in the then. Back then, in music in the industry, they had the A&R, right? The A&Rs used to go to scout artists, very talented artists, and they had these R&B girls. These girls, they were like neo soul, but they were great singers. Like they were very very talented artists, and as soon as I brought the pictures to the A&R, because they were a little older at the time, one girl was I think about 30 something years old, the other girl was like late 20s, And they were great singers, but as soon as I brought them to the A&R, looked at them, he said, they look like grandmothers. I can't push them. I said, what? I said, listen, Zacchaeus, I'm sorry, but you're not. At the time, I was called Mrs. Z. Mrs. Z, I'm talking, at the time, they was like, why is she not looking like Ashanti? Or why is she not looking like at the time, Beyonce? I can't push them. I'm sorry. It was not the music, but it was how they look. That was marketable. And that was the focus, how you look, not on the talent. And then from that point, from 2005, from that from that point on, it's the industry, music industry has run like that. In the same way how they're doing it, the music industry is the same way how they're treating social media as well.
Zacchaeus, let me let people know something who are not familiar with this, right?
Yeah,
So TikTok is no longer owned by China, right?
right.
It hasn't been owned by China for a while. The people who own Paramount, and this is Hollywood, the family
Yeah.
who owns Paramount owns TikTok,
Yes.
right? So this is why I said TikTok is an industry. Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook and Instagram, right? He bought Instagram,
Right.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So Mark Zuckerberg, although you could say in the beginning he wasn't an industry guy, right? But
Right.
but the thing is that he's become a corporate industry type of person. So he understands what works on Facebook, so that he pushes that, and then he's connected with other industries and establishments. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
YouTube is owned by Google. I mean, Google is the ultimate, algorithm.
Search
You know what I'm
engine.
saying?
Yeah.
So it all depends. I mean, you can say the algorithm that we have today is because of them to some degree. Google,
Yeah.
right? And the way they've done things. So a lot of this stuff is run by industry in terms of the actual platform. Now it's the people, who can, who have their own accounts. They determine what they want to perpetuate and push. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so,
Yeah.
that has a lot to do with the way social media runs. Let me get my brother Beyonda up here. Beyonda, what up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Beyonda? What's good, man?
What's going on?
Man, I missed y'all too on Fifth at Night last night, man. The girls tried to gang up on me, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My throat was killing me, and I got home mad late last night.
Oh, wow, man.
Well, I hope you're feeling better, man.
You feel better?
All right.
Yeah, I missed it.
I'm okay. What was the topic last night?
What was the topic? Oh, rejection in dating, truth or ego protection.
Okay, who you had on there?
Jess, Mila had technical difficulties, but Jess, Angie, Jess and Angie, because Mila was having technical difficulties. My boy Ron, he had technical difficulties too, but he was trying to get on. He was trying to get on, but most of the show ended up just being me, Angie, and Jess.
Oh, okay.
Oh man,
Yeah.
That sounds like
Sorry,
that.
yeah.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah. So you know how it is. The episodes are up. Right after it's live, the replay is automatically on there. So,
Right.
but yeah, man. Also, I want to give a shout out to them. They have joined the cast. They will be regulars, and they will be coming on as long as they're available on a Monday. They will be on the show weekly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Shout outs to them.
Shout outs to them. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I got a strong 6 now, because that's of course you Beyonda, Zacchaeus, Mila, Jess, Angie, and Meerkat. So
That's what's up. Yeah.
yeah. So going forward, man, absolutely. But yeah, Beyonda, Jess won't be there next week because something came up, but Jess will be on there June 1st. I'm taking Memorial Day off. I won't have a fifth at night on Memorial Day.
I'm off that day too.
Yeah. So I won't be doing that day. I'll let people enjoy their family. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Yeah.
and but show next Monday, and then no show on the 24th or the 25th, whatever that day it is, and then we'll come back on June 1st. You know what I'm saying? But we got a good
Yeah.
topic. There's a good topic for next Monday. Next Monday, I had to switch something because since Jess couldn't be there next Monday, I had to push back the faith versus feminism topic to another
Oh
day.
wow, favorite feminism. Woo.
Yeah. So next week is gonna be about individualism. Is it the is it freedom or is it the collapse of community? You know what I'm saying? So that would be the topic for next Monday.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
Be
beyond
ready.
the topic is, did social media improve or damage society?
Okay. I would say damage. Because I watched Michael last week, and Michael Jackson, he was able to reach such a high level of fame, and same thing goes with Michael Jordan as well. They reached levels of fame, without needing social media. And they were able to, capture people's hearts, and people were involved and tapped in without needing a phone or an IG post. I feel like social media has oversaturated us with just so much negativity. For example, like me myself, I shouldn't be able to look at the top of I shouldn't be able to look at the top of Mount Everest. I didn't earn that. Why? I didn't do anything. I'm sitting on my couch on IG looking at Mount Everest. I shouldn't have. No one should. People who see that, they deserve that because they went out there and they did the work. And here I am on my phone looking at Mount Everest. You know what I mean? Like, if you really think about that, it's like there are so many things that are beautiful about social media, but for the most part, it's like, we're bombarded with negativity constantly. Hearing about so and so dying and cases here, cases there. I don't know. I just think that it's an oversaturation, and there's more harm than good.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's about how you use it, right? So you could use it for good, you could use it for evil, right? I gave an example to someone earlier who came on the panel. I said, you could use a knife to cut a sandwich, and you can use that same knife to cut a person. But do we get mad at the knife or the person? Y'all get what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a good example. Yeah, that's a good
That's a
example.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Evil or good. Yep.
unfortunately, the powers that be are going to use it for bad. So
Yeah.
we've seen that. We've seen the negative aspect of that through and through. These past decades, has been used. The fact that I'm able to see the shooting of Charlie Kirk is not something that I want to wake up to. Like kids can get on there and see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just things that the human eye shouldn't be seeing. And unfortunately, yes, there's beautiful things to see in the world, and I get that. Photos of Paris and whatnot. But with that, you're pretty much opening up Pandora's box. You have to invite all of it in, either all good and all bad. I just feel like it would just be better for us as human beings to be more face to face and get out there and make friends without having to avoiding, because there are people that have Snapchat friends, but they're not friends in real life. They've never hung out or gone out to go get a beer or anything like that. And people, we get so used to like being behind our screens. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mentioned that social media for a lot of for many people, I don't know how many people, but for many people, is their only social circle. They don't really have any friends. They don't have any family. So this is their life. They don't have a life outside of this.
I mean,
So they,
there's a guy. I don't know if you heard about this story. There's a guy who's actually he's married and has 2 kids, I think. And he married AI. Like he's in a actual like relationship with like ChatGPT.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nah, I'm being dead serious. There's literally like a whole story on it on the news a little while ago. I think it was like 2024 or something like that. And like he actually and when they interviewed the wife, they said, "Yeah, I'm okay with it," because he gets validation from the AI and is able to provide him for what I can't provide him. So he has like a legit marriage with like an AI for sure.
Wow.
So it's like we've gone. I get that that's an extreme version of it, like why social media is bad, but like where's the line? You know what I mean? It's like there's so many lines out there. It's like where do we get to the point where enough is enough? With the AI stuff and the social media. That's my whole thing. It's kind of crazy.
man, there's a movie called I think Her. That's about a man having a relationship with AI with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that's Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, and Marky
I mean
Phoenix.
Scarlett Johansson and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
Could I see it on Netflix?
I don't know if it's on Netflix, but it's somewhere. But yeah, your man had an actual relationship, and then he got jealous because the tech company used the same AI voice and everything, and when he walked into a store, he saw that everybody else had her too on their phones, and he was like, "Wait a minute, you cheating on me?"
yeah, that's the problem. It's like fifth. This question is like very like deep, and it takes more analyzation to like really answer the question. Because like, what prompts a human being to get into a romantic relationship with an AI? It's more like I don't want to blame social media for that, but like there's a deeper issue to that, And it's like if men and women, I'm sure there's a girl out there that's married to AI as well somewhere, But it's like at some point you have to ask like, why is it that they're going to artificial intelligence to get connection? Well, the issue is that they don't have any in real life, and part of that reason is because we're different now. I feel like when COVID happened, it took everyone else out of the community and divided us, to where we couldn't like, hang out or do anything else. We're gonna get like fined or go to jail just for hanging out with more than 5 people. You know what I'm saying? So like that was a tactic. And COVID's been gone for years now, and we still have like that mindset of, I'm gonna say to myself, no one trusts anyone. That's the problem. No one trusts anybody. I used to be able to like at least have a little bit of safety in strangers, like if they're a good person, they might help me out, whatever. But now, that video that you showed us on that woman getting ran over is like, man, I don't know. I don't think I have faith in people anymore because, like, we've seen it. They didn't do anything. They literally watch her die on camera. That's the extreme version of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Starfire,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Oh my God. Listen, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to get out of work earlier on Mondays or something because I really do want to join. But I'm glad you're up here. uh, with the prompt.
Yeah,
So
today's topic, and we'll talk off camera about the whole invitation with Fifth at Night. But I'm glad you're here today, right? So today's topic is did social media improve or damage society? What do you think?
I think that it damaged society. I think that it's desensitized us. We're not emotionally involved with each other anymore, and that impact has been so vast. I mean, not only in like the form of news, but with relationships, with friendships, and there's a lot of people that have unfortunately have taken their lives due to social media and comparison of other people's life, and what they portray on social media, or like how their life is full and grand. And I think a lot of people are just comparing themselves now, and the connection, the vocal connection of communication is just not there anymore. With a lot of people, there's people that I've seen that I've gone to restaurants that they sit at a table, and there's no conversation, there's no connection, they're not speaking to each other from the soul. They don't have anything to really tell each other, and they're just looking at their phones. And these people are in relationships, and I just I feel like it's destroying a lot of things. I mean, it's good for some things. It's useful for, like, let's say if you're an artist, or if you want to start your own business, or if you're using social media to advertise yourself in a much more formal way, or build connections. But a lot of people don't know how to take that route, and they I just think it's just gradually like disconnecting us from connection, like being able to communicate with one another, look at people in the eyes, So, yeah.
Well, Starfire, stay right there. Social media, you mentioned comparison, right? So there's something called comparison culture. And once upon a time before that, the neighborhood, the people that you grew up with is what you saw. So y'all may have had, if y'all may have had the same social status, right?
Mhm.
So you didn't really look at it as, oh, they're doing way better than me. We in the same boat. But then what happens is now you got people comparing themselves to celebrities. Like, for instance, right? This got exposed a long time ago. Like, social media has drove people to travel more, not because they want to see the world, but because they want to flex on people when they take pictures and get
Yeah.
on social media, right? And
Hmm.
this is what one woman did, right? She exposed it. She has a IG page dedicated to traveling, right? Come to find out, she doesn't go on trips a whole bunch of times a year. She goes on one trip, right, per year, and she takes so many pictures, but she posts a picture every day to make it look like she's on vacation. And so when other people see that, they're like, oh, I want to do what she's doing,
Hmm.
not knowing what she's done or the money that she has. So then what happens is people will literally go in debt just to live up to some Joneses that you didn't have to live up to begin with.
Absolutely.
Can you speak more to that?
Yeah. I think it's it's like and this goes back to the comparison, you know. Yes, it's great because of what you stated, you know, people travel more and this and that, but it's like, are you traveling for the experience, or are you traveling because you want to shout out your photos to social media? And the thing is, yes, people do go in debt when they don't have that type of lifestyle, when they don't have that luxury, just to enhance in some way or some light their presence in a social platform. You know, not people not really understanding, you know, their financial background, or, you know, if they're not in a good place, but it's just more of like that self-centered ego boost that they need, or something that they need for a source of validation, which, you know, can really just it's a fantasy. And I think that it's like, you know, we're not meant to live in fantasies, right? But it's a very interesting thing, because people do things for different reasons, you know. Maybe they didn't have a good social life growing up. They were bullied, or, you know, depending on their environment, maybe they didn't have validation. And, you know, maybe they have a whole bunch of followers on Instagram or on Snap, and they're like, you know what, I can grow here. I could be anything here. This is where I can fake my identity. You know, people are not going to tell me no, and people are not going to ask me why. I don't know. It just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well said. Beyond, do you have anything to add to that? Beyond, are you there? Okay. So, you know, also social media, right? You know, I mentioned earlier that social media for people will also expose certain insecurities, right? So if your insecurity is, I feel like I'm not doing enough, I feel like I'm not good enough, then sadly, that will come out on social media, and also the comparison culture, you know?
Absolutely. I think so too.
Right. And let's keep it real, right? You know, because I know I have different people from all over the world, you know, different parts who come up here, and some things they may not be privy to. But let's talk about in popular culture, right? How many women feel like they have to get BBLs because they've seen other women with BBLs?
Oh my gosh. That is, man, that happens every day.
Yep.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these are women that don't even need, that's the thing, they don't even need the BBL to begin with.
Right. They already thick.
They look good.
Mm-hmm.
They
But
fine. Like,
right. Right. But because of what they see, right? The influence, and you know, at my, you know, I've had women tell me. I talk to a lot of women, right? I've had women tell me that that attention is something that, you know, women have as a currency. A woman said this, right?
mm-hmm.
And she said that even if a woman is okay with her body,
Mm-hmm.
she's still exposed to everybody else who's done work. And, you know, and she was like, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you lose weight or work out, you'll never look like those women. And then I asked her, I said, well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm a little older than you. I said, but I come from a generation where you didn't want to look like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to have your own thing, your own clothes, your own shoes, you know, your own uniqueness. I said, if everybody looks like everybody, then nothing special.
Well, this is the thing with women.
Go ahead.
Though being a woman and inside the culture of womanhood, this is always a thing. If, let's say, you have a best friend, right? Like, I have a best friend or two best friends or whatever. And let's just say that, I carry myself different. I'm unique in my own way because I don't want to be part of that follow the leader, I'm going to do what you do type of ordeal, right? And let's per se, those girls are into that follow the leader type of mindset. And let's say that they don't have what I have, whether it's my personality, the looks, the hair, or whatever the case may be. Right then and there, if the woman is ignorant in her nature, she will not want to have me part of her group just because of the sole fact that I'm different, that I don't want to be of that BBL culture. Thank you for the rose, by the way. That I don't want to be part of that follow the leader type of ordeal. And they will dismiss me. They will not want me to be part of that group because I'm a threat to them. And that's the thing. I read an article about women that the first time that they do surgery on themselves because they feel insecure or whatever the case may be, after they're done and they look at themselves in the mirror, the womanhood is gone. That natural femininity glow that they had, it's gone because it has been artificially taken. And so the woman doesn't see herself as pretty anymore, even if she's the most prettiest thing in the world, but she continues to do surgery on herself. So
Wow.
she does. And she continues to do surgery and surgery and surgery and surgery and surgery. And then she looks at herself and then she wonders, oh, why? What happened? Where's the thrill of the chase?
Yeah.
Why aren't men chasing me? So yeah, like nowadays it's hard to be different. I ain't gonna lie, Fifth.
Yeah.
It's hard. Cause it's like I don't, like I told my friend the other day, I'm like, oh, your dress looks pretty, but then she's like, girl, I gained 5 pounds. It's like we always we can't take no compliment. Like, oh, you're pretty. Oh, but I got a pimple on my face. Like, so yeah, it's that BBL culture. Yeah, everybody wants one, or everybody thinks you need one.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
I never heard someone say it the way you did. You said the more they get surgery, the more their natural what you said, their natural femininity disappears? Like
Yeah,
the physical part of it, right?
not only the physical, but the
Okay.
internal glow disappears of the
Interesting.
feminine
Interesting.
womanhood. Yes, because now they're artificially caked.
Starfire, there would be a lot of women that would have a problem with what you're saying.
Absolutely. What?
Yeah. Starfire, if I would have said that, if let's just say I would have said that, or any other man on this panel would have said that, we would have been called we would have been called women haters and and YAG spelled backwards. I'm telling you, we would catch a
Yes.
lot of hell.
We would have caught a case. We would have caught
I
a
don't even,
case.
and honestly, Starfire, I don't think you're saying anything bad. If anything, I think you're saying things that would actually help women. But I'm telling you, if that would have been said by me, wow, that
What?
I would have caught a lot of hell for that. But I've never heard it explained that way. And it's because I'm a guy. And there's gonna be things that I'm gonna be ignorant to. And this is why I had to defer to women, because um there are things that as a man that I'm not going to relate to, you
Mhm.
know? And I never looked at it that way, that it's something internally that disappears. That is interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, if I
Yeah.
would have said this on any other live
Yeah.
where in each one of these boxes there was women, I would have caught hell. Hell. I would have been blocked. I would have caught hell. And
Mm,
there's just a lot of things that can't be said on TikTok. And I know.
mm,
So, but yeah. If you really start and open your eyes real quick
yeah.
and you start seeing it, you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Mm, wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
And the craziest part is that the surgeon knows this. They know this is happening,
Hmm.
but they're gonna take the 10,000 anyway.
Yeah, it's an industry. Everything that is designed to take our money, consumerism, any of these things it's industry. You know what I'm saying? And they profit off of our pain. So if a woman is insecure and she feels that she needs to get work done, someone is going to profit off of her pain. And
Yeah,
then let's just say that's not enough. Then she's going to come back to the doctor. Well, I need to change my nose now. Hey, Starfire, you know what I'm talking about. Look at Lil' Kim. Not to bash Lil' Kim, but look at Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim did one thing and then did two things
oh
and then did
man.
three things and then did four. You see what I'm saying? Like it became an addiction.
Because this is the thing though, and they do this, and this is, this isn't just, oh, a woman wanting to get surgery, BBO, whatever. It's
Right.
also a culture thing.
Yes.
A lot of Hispanics and a lot of black African American women, you know, the percentage is different from white African American and Hispanics, but predominantly a lot of them want to get surgery. And the thing is, listen, the black woman is beautiful in her nature. I remember talking to an exotic dancer one time, and she was like, "Oh yeah, um, I'm about to work in New York now, but I gotta do something." And I'm like, "What is that?" And she's like, "I gotta get my 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 behind bigger, because if I get my behind bigger, I'm gonna get more coin." Mind you, her behind was already big. And I'm like, girl, you are tripping. You are absolutely tripping. And she did it. And yeah, she went on and she got her finances up, whatever, and she ended up getting the Porsche that she wanted. But this is the thing, like, and Little Kim, if Little Kim stayed the way she did,
She was
she was
beautiful.
fine.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. I sometimes look up old pictures and videos of her just to kind of reminisce what she used to look like. And every now and then it comes up in my algorithm, young Lil' Kim. And Lil' Kim was a beautiful woman. I mean, I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a kid when she came out, so how I looked at beauty may have been a little different. But now that I'm a extra grown man, and I look at old Lil' Kim, and I was like, wow, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. They beautiful, beautiful
Beautiful,
women.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women, beautiful. And it's like, what happened? The same thing happened with Michael Jackson. When they
Yeah,
caught him and they said, you know what? Here he is. This child is gonna be, he's not like the normal folk. He's gonna be a star and he's gonna be in the industry. When they caught him in Hollywood and they caught him in
yeah,
the industry, they started telling him, you gotta change. And he did his nose
yeah.
up and then he turned white.
Right. And there was nothing wrong with his nose. They,
No,
that Jackson nose was not a problem. But you're right
no.
about, and you're right about the industry, because to me, the industry owns social media. To tie it back to the topic, right?
Yeah.
Social media may have started by maybe a creative mind, but what happens is the industry came in and bought it, and
Mhm.
they have pushed their agenda on all of these platforms.
Yes, absolutely. They pushed their agenda under the ropes and then they started controlling everything. They control every single aspect of what you see when you get out of TikTok into another platform, They have controlled everything, everything. And it's uncontrollable now to the point where it's just, who's really controlling, who is really leading this underground social media experiment. So,
Right.
because to me, it's an experiment.
So are you able to name some of the, because it's not all bad, I agree, I believe, but are you able to mention some of the good things that people have used social media for, to help or contribute to society in a healthy way?
Well, I'm very huge on being an advocate for animals and, helping people. And, I think that they have contributed in, letting the world know of, animal abuse and, just animal education, also, people that use social media to give knowledge to others, whether it's knowledge of philosophy or deeper science or, about books and about education and about, eye opening stuff about, spirituality and womanhood and manhood and just general aspects of life, because there's people that really help out others on this platform, on TikTok as well and on Instagram, that they don't know who's watching and they don't know how much that person might have needed that advice. There's a lot of people that give out free advice that are psychologists, that are psychoanalysts, that help with emotional regulation, that help with depression, mental instability, and there's a lot of goodness too. There's a lot of information, and there's a lot of people with amazing backgrounds that you not only see on TikTok, but you also, see on Instagram, and that I have talked to as well, that, there's just very unique personnel that, don't ask for money. They don't ask for anything. They're just of a helping hand. So, in that aspect, I think social media is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. There are definitely ways to. So here's what I try to do, right? And my thing is, I try to use social media for good. My intentions are, although some of the conversations can be hard conversations, but I still in the mode of solution based. You know what I'm saying? So I choose to use my social media platforms thought provoking, but also for good. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as what I consume, I mean, there are some things that are entertainment, but I know the difference between entertainment and reality, right? So I try not to take things too personal, you know? But I definitely am not on the side of promoting, you know, damaging things. You know, there are a lot of things that are damaging, and I'm not going to perpetuate that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you use it. And yeah, there's been some positive things. There have been things that, let's just say, right, I was in a certain mood, right? And I just so happened to go on Facebook, you know, and then or whatever, and then I see something that's positive and it can make me laugh, make me smile or whatever. And you know, that could have been the very thing that could have helped me throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Or at least distract me from what's really going on in my life, you know? So there are good things, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think there's great things on here.
Yeah.
You know, like your platform is great. You got a lot of people coming through and through. So, and you talk about a whole bunch of different things. You know, I like the fact that you don't judge. You know, you don't judge nobody for what they talking about. Like, yeah, you might have some disagreements, but you're not gonna judge them off the platform because your experience is different from theirs. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that on here that like to judge others for what I mean. They just don't like to
Yeah.
they don't like to listen.
Yeah, they don't have any compassion or grace.
Yeah, exactly. No grace, no grace.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the kind of person that you got to meet people where they are if they're willing. I mean, you're not going to get it right with everyone. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, Starfire. I'm sure there may have been a time where I may have disappointed someone because
Yeah.
I may have reacted a certain way, and you know, I've apologized for it. You know, I've asked the panel to hold me accountable for for those moments. You
Yeah.
know, I don't always get it right. I will be honest with you. I am human. I'm not perfect, and I'm not looking for perfect people. You know, to come on here. You know, that's not what I'm looking for. You know, as a believer, my thing is I'm looking for imperfect people and to love on them like Christ did. So I have to have that grace because God has that grace for me. So I try my best to have that grace for people. But in human error, yes, I may get it wrong, but I really do try my best. And you know, for those I may have offended, I hope that I apologize to them. I'm greatly sorry, and I hope that they forgive me. If not, I hope that they forgive uh not me for me, but me for themselves, so they can move on. You know.
Yeah. We're not perfect, I don't know if you're gonna close the panel, but yeah, no, we're not perfect. There's just some discussions that get us really like, man, I can't believe he or she said that. Like, this is crazy right now.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like you really stepped into my fire zone.
Right. Right. I always say on here that, you know, it's okay to disagree just as long as you disagree respectfully, you know? Um, that's just how I look at it. And I try not to be as rigid, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is not where I'm at in life. I'm not where others are in life.
Exactly.
Hey, look, I'm pretty sure somebody has come on this. Well, actually, it has happened, and I received hateful inbox messages because of it. You
No
know,
way.
I've had. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've had people, you know, judge me about certain things on my own panel, and I'm like, okay, but it's like, if you're gonna walk out the door, walk out the door. Don't walk out the door and throw rocks at it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you made your point. You left, and I don't respond. I don't respond to the hate. I
No,
don't.
No, because I like, it's like, okay, I get it that you was mad at me, but remember, like, at the end of the day, like, you don't know me. We on a platform, and
Right.
it's like some people are just petty. They will try to report the platform, or just because they didn't get the satisfaction, and then it puts you in jeopardy. It's just like, hey, like, I built, because listen, at the end of the day, like, you built your platform. You built this.
Right.
Like, people know you because you were consistent.
Mm.
Like, this isn't just like, you don't just have no 28 people viewing your page because you wasn't consistent. You consistent. This is your platform. Like,
Right. Right.
and yep, some people be petty, but I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
We'll talk later.
All right. Hey, what I'll do is I'll inbox you, but if the schedule is what it is, it's fine. I don't know if you have any Mondays off in the future, but whenever you're available, just talking about for the month for the YouTube show. Whenever you're available, just let me know. And what I'll do is I'll send you the link and everything to hop on and stuff like that, okay?
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely let you know. I know the schedule's been crazy, but
It's okay.
yeah, but we'll keep in touch.
All right.
All
You
right,
take care of stuff, all right?
take care.
All right. All right, so everyone, I'm gonna end the stream. It's been a slow Tuesday, but I'm gonna end the stream, okay? Let me let everyone know I'll be live again Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 Central. TikTok live with Fifth. Also, make sure you check out my YouTube channel, YouTube at Fifth General TV, home of the Fifth at Night show on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 Eastern Time, 7 Central. Also, home of the Mrs. Z and Fifth podcast, the video portion, but also streaming on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. All right. And see y'all next time. Peace.